in Paul's excellent adventure, a 4-year voyage while living on a cruise ship.
Hey everybody, this episode is going to combine two of our favorite cities in Hawaii that happen to just be on the same island, the big island of Hawaii, right? And today we are in Kona. Now we've been to Kona before.
You love this town.
I love Kona. I think it's a great place. I like the size of it. I like the amenities.
You know, it's got a certain feel too. You know, when you go to a place and it just has a certain comfortable feeling.
Yeah. And it
Kona
seems to be easy to get around. Honolulu is great, but Honolulu is so crowded that it just feels like you're always in traffic. And then, you know, you go to Maui, and Maui's good, but it still feels...
It's like a vacation place.
Yeah, it's more of a vacation place. Kona feels more like a town, I think.
Yeah.
Now, Hilo is on the other side of the island. We actually technically go there tomorrow. But I got to kind of explain the itinerary here because it's a little different. Today in Kona, we're just doing a chill day. Tomorrow, we'll get back on the ship and we'll actually...
No, tonight we get back on the ship.
Tonight we get on the ship and we're going to slide around to the other side of the island, which is the east side.
The Hilo.
East side, right?
This is the west side? Hilo is the wet side of the island. Kona is the dry side.
And we've actually got 2 days at port there. We only had 1 day at port in Kona, so it kind of shifted our plans around.
Because it's a tender port.
It's a tender port, so it makes it a little more difficult. But what we're going to do is we'll tell you about what we're doing today. Tomorrow, when we get around to Kona, we're actually to Hilo. We're going to actually rent a car, and then we are actually going to go and drive across between the volcanoes back to Kona. And the reason we're doing that...
It's only a short 2-hour drive.
2-hour drive. It's not a bad drive.
It's like 91 miles or something even.
Yeah,
it's not very far.
It's not too bad. But the plan then is, since we have 2 days technically in Hilo, we're going to spend the overnight near Captain Cook area.
Captain Cook Bay. Captain
Cook Bay, which is close, of course, very close to Kona. It's actually just south of Kona, I believe.
Yes,
I think
the town
I got that
of
right.
Kona.
The town of Kona.
Yeah.
No, the town of, what's it really? It's called Kona?
Kulayahona.
We'll get it straight. Well, we're going to spend the night there at a bed and breakfast that I found. And then Lynn has set it up where we're early the next morning, which will be Sunday morning.
We're going to go snorkel.
Two-step.
At Two-Step.
Two-Step is supposed to be...
So if you've been to Two-Step in Kona, you know what we're talking about. It's supposed to be the best place to go snorkeling.
Best snorkeling, they say, in many places. So we'll find out, and by going early, we actually have better snorkeling, right?
Right. They say you have to go early. Okay. So we're going to go snorkel early. And then we're going to get in the car and drive back.
If we have time, we may stop by the volcano. The volcano's been erupting off and on. We might want to look at that because we've never done that. We've never gone to the volcano. You've been wanting to, and we just haven't done that.
So it may not be
firing, but we'll find.
It did a couple days ago, though, they said.
It's Kilauea, right?
Yeah.
That's
they said it did spout off a couple of days ago, so we missed it.
So today, we couldn't decide what to do in Kona because it was just kind of an empty day. We
just wanted to water, beach, sleep, rest, do nothing.
So we kind of did something that is kind of neat to do if you were on a residential cruise ship. We're actually at a Hilton resort that is about 25 miles north of Kona. Took an Uber here. It was a little bit of an expensive Uber ride. But we were able to get what they call a day pass. So naturally, we're not staying at this Hilton resort, but we actually have a day pass to actually spend time here. There's actually an app called ResortPass that you can use wherever you're at, and if the resort's signed up to allow people in for a small fee, and by small fee I'm talking anywhere from $25 to $75 per person, to use all of their amenities, their pools and so forth. And this place has some pretty neat amenities.
Well, this place not only has a pool, which is great, but it also has an ocean.
Yes.
So you can also play in the ocean and play in the pool.
Yeah.
And then they have a water park, it looks like, over there, which we haven't even gone to.
And, they've got the lake behind us, which is fed by the ocean, so it's salt water, right?
Yeah, it's all ocean right here.
It's all ocean.
Like we're sitting kind of on a little peninsula.
But it's nice enough in there where you see kids snorkeling. I don't know what they're seeing, but there must be some wildlife, I would think, in the lake pool that they have.
Probably.
And they have all types of water toys that they can use. So it's kind of a unique and neat way to be able to enjoy
environment.
yourself.
It's a fun environment.
Now, I will say, if you are an adult only and you don't have kids, sometimes the resorts can be pretty busy with families and all, and that's cool, but you got to be willing to put up with kids and their activities and their fun. So keep that in mind when you're picking your resort.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a neat option if you are traveling and you're traveling in such a way like on a cruise ship and not being able to stay at a hotel.
Right. We thought it would be a blast to come because of the ocean part of this that they have. So we could play in the ocean, we could play in the water.
Yeah.
We could just kind of hang out both places.
Now, you found some chairs today that you ordered that we're going to keep in our cabin. They're taller, like director chairs, right?
They're bar height.
Bar height, which the reason we're looking for that is...
Well, if you remember us, we kind of showed you the bow of the ship, right? Out our window, and then we were out on the bow. Well, there's kind of a wall between, you kind of go over some steps and you really get out onto the bow. But there's just that kind of wall area there. And it's really nice because you could set a drink there. It's wide enough for a drink. And we could set our chairs there and we could watch.
But
it's bar height. So if we use a bar height chair, we're at the height of that wall.
A regular
and then
director's height, you'd be looking into the wall. This way we can look into the ocean and where we're going.
This way we can look out over.
So we've got maybe another hour and a half here at this resort, and then we are going to head back to the ship and get back on board. We have to be back on board, I think, by 5:45 today.
That's the last tender.
Last tender.
We missed
or we
that.
Get stuck
we
here.
have to walk to Hilo.
We'll have a problem. So we'll be back, but we've got maybe another hour or so. We can still go play in the water some more and just relax.
Because it's pretty hot here.
It's pretty warm, yeah.
It's pretty toasty.
At least in the sun.
So it's nice to play in the nice cool water and cool breeze.
Yeah. So good. This was a good idea today. We kind of decided last minute. So onward, upward. We'll check in with you again when we probably get to Hilo, I would think.
I think we probably should.
Hey everybody, we have made it to Hilo overnight on the ship, and we rented a car, and we have made our way to Volcanoes National Park.
Yes, and it's beautiful here. We're at about 4,100 feet above sea level, which it didn't seem like we climbed that much, but
it didn't.
But I guess when you start at sea level, it's 4,100 feet's a lot.
Yeah.
So kind of feel like we're on top of the world, except for there is taller places around us. So this is pretty incredible.
The steam is coming. This is just one lookout. I can't remember the name of this lookout. I think it's like the farthest west.
Yeah.
Maybe closest to the volcano.
It's like, I have such a hard time pronouncing it. It's like Ulululihiki.
But you can see the steam just coming out of the volcano. Of course, it erupted a couple days ago. What was it, Thursday? And we're here on a Saturday today.
Yeah, they told us it erupted on Thursday.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And, we'd watched some YouTube videos of people who live in the area, and it looks like really the best time to see this, if you really wanted to, would be at night, but we're not going to be here overnight, and it's not really erupting, so the most we're going to really be able to see is some of the steam and smoke coming out of it.
But we can give you a good perspective.
Yeah.
right? Of how big the cauldron, right? They call it a cauldron.
Yeah.
How big the cauldron is.
And I'm guessing that's where the lava flow is, because we can still see pockets of steam coming from there. I guess that might be hot lava, possibly from a couple days ago.
Don't go
Maybe
down.
steam
Don't go.
Yeah.
Stay.
I'm not
stay
a
away.
geologist.
No,
Yeah.
no. Don't go
I
down
wouldn't.
near it. Not like those people that they do in Yellowstone. Oh,
Right.
let's see if it's hot.
Yeah.
And your sandals melt.
Don't take a chance. But this has been fascinating.
Are
We're
we-
going to head out from here, probably grab some lunch, and then head over to Kona.
Are we going to go down this other trail?
We might do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. We'll take you along with us.
All right. Sounds good.
Enjoy.